This conference will now be recorded.
White box testing and when you can use this white box testing. So white box testing is a dynamic testing technique, and this is used based on internal knowledge, internal code of the application. This white box testing is going to be done. Your test case is based on the internal code, the programming knowledge you should have if you want to test white box testing means. And white box testing techniques are very helpful to handle the programming issues, logical errors, all these things you can handle with this white box testing technique. And so white box testing technique, and another way you can use, so manual testing is in the GUI, right? Only in the UI. So whatever you are seeing, that you are able to catch. But what about inside the code? The white box testing means inside. So you are seeing in the black box means in the UI, it is visible to you. So on the UI, whatever you are doing, it will be shown to you. But white box means completely internal logic, internal code. You are going to test it here. That's a white box testing, what you are going to do. Completely the test cases are based on coverage of code statements, how many statements you covered, how many branches you covered, how many paths you covered, how many conditions you tested. That will be explained in the white box testing. And the white box testing is also called as a structural testing because you are testing the structure, the code you are testing. That's why this is called white box testing, is also called structural testing, and glass box testing we call this. Because we are interested more on the inside the box. What is there inside? How we can test that? That is what you will concentrate on this white box testing. But black box testing, you will concentrate only on the requirements that you can see on the UI. And if you do action on the UI, the everything behavior you can see on the UI page. But in the white box testing, you cannot see everything. It is on the inside the box. How can you test this? If you want to test, you should have knowledge on the programming languages. So the structural testing or white box testing is mostly used to measure the thoroughness of testing through the coverage of set of structural elements or a coverage of items or the conditions, the code you're going to test, the decisions. So how it will happen, decisions. So these are all the things will be maintained in this white box testing. So why do you need white box testing? To ensure that all independent paths within the module have been exercised at least once. Then you need white box testing. So all independent paths, all the paths you can cover with this white box testing. All logical decisions. So if it is correct, you will go one path. If it is wrong, you will go another path. So these all logical decisions. A logical decision is if A and B both are true, you will get one output. A or B, if any one is true or false, you will get another output. So that's the logical decisions you can take and you will get the output, you can test it. That's a logical decisions. Undo, RO, and all these conditions you will use. That's a logical decisions means. All loops executed at their boundaries and within their operational bounds, internal data structures validate. So the conditions here loops. So you start somewhere and maximum boundary. So in this boundary, is it working perfectly? All these conditions you will execute and you will get the output and validate that output with your expectations. So that all you can do with this white box testing. Manually, if you want to do, that is a black box testing. If you want to, this takes a lot of time. With a code, another code, the application code is one. Again, you will write one more code to test that application code. That's why you need a programming knowledge. This white box testing is also called automation testing. And black box testers are called manual testers. You are manual testers or functional testers. And white box testers means automation testers. Who write the code? That's automation testers will do that, right? So developers will write the application code, how it has to work. And automation testers will write the code to test their developer code. Whether the developer code is, you are testing each and every line of code or not. That you can cover in this white box testing. So need of white box testing is you can find all the bugs, logical errors tend to creep into our design and implementing the functions, conditions, controls that are out of the program. So you can find out the logical errors. As I told you, right, in the decision table testing, you will join multiple conditions. When you join multiple conditions, whether this developer is handling properly, that logical errors, it is very difficult to catch in the manual testing, but you can catch here with the automation very easily. And the design errors due to difference between logical flow of the program and actual implementation. You can catch the design errors in this white box testing. And typographical errors and syntax checking, whether the syntax is correct or not, also you can check if the code syntax, the developer's code syntax is correct or not, also you can check with this white box testing. So what is the skills you need if you want to do white box testing? We need to write a test cases that ensure that complete coverage of the program logic. For this, we need to know the programming knowledge very well. We should know the specification and the code to be tested. Knowledge of programming language and logic implementation, that's all important for the automation tester or white box tester. At least you should have a Java language knowledge, or you should have. So these are all things you need. So if you want to do that, and this is going to help you. And that's why we need to do this automation testing completely based on programming. Any programming language skills you should have if you want to do automation testing. But manual testing or black box testing, you don't need any programming language. You don't know what is the code inside. You don't need to bother about that. Just in the requirements based, you'll keep testing in the UI. Whether this field is there or not, this functionality is working or not, you will check. That's a white box, the black box testing. But white box testing is not like that. You have to write the code and you have to check whether this is working as per expectation. And this code, you need to write a different logics. You have to implement that. That is possible with this white box testing technique. So now basis path testing or structure testing. This is one of the white box testing technique. So it is one of the white box testing technique, and this method, this technique analyze the control flow graph of a program to find a set of linearly independent paths of execution. Basically, the control flow graph of a program to find a set of linear independent paths. Independent paths, how many paths it is executing, that you can explain in this so basis path testing or structure testing. That's one of the white box testing technique. How many paths you are covering? So all the paths you are covering or not, that you can test with this basis path testing. This all manually it is not possible. Only with the code you can find out all these things. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Once you learn the programming language, then you can understand all these paths. So statement coverage. So what is a statement coverage? Statement coverage, let me show you. So writing each line of code, this is the statement coverage. This is the one statement. This is the one statement. And this is the one statement. Each statement you are able to execute how many statements you have and how many statements your code is executing. So that is the one. And this is the conditions loop. This is the loop. Conditions, it will iterate. All the loops are, all the conditions are executed or not, you need to check. So that is what we are going to do here. Statement coverage means, so how can you get the statement coverage? So total number of statements executed by total number of statements in the program, in the application. How many statements you have? In that statements, how many you are executed? And what are the total number of statements? So that if you multiply that with 100, you will get a statement coverage. So statement coverage is a white box testing technique which involves the execution of all the statement at least once in the source code, which is used to calculate and measure the number of statements in the source code which have been executed. So all the statements are executed or not, you can find out with this statement coverage. Each line I have shown you right in the code. So this each line of code is executing or not. So this is the statement. Like that we have so many statements, right? So these are all statements. Each line is one statement. So each line of code is executing. At least once it should execute. Or is it skipping any lines of code? And that you are going to get with this statement coverage. How many statements executed with your automation code and how many lines of code is there in your entire application. So if you do that, you will get a statement coverage. Then decision coverage. A decision coverage or a decision testing means, so if else statements. If else statement means, so like this you will write a if and else conditions. So you will see, for example, you will write a code like this. If so a greater than b, then you can say, and you can execute this code. So a is big, you can say. So maybe I'll say and you can print something, or you can just define here some data 10 equal to 15, something like that. Then you can use those variables directly. The a is the one data, it contains the variable name, and b another data. Then you can say a is big, otherwise else. See that if that is not true, the condition, this is the condition here. If this is not true, it will come to here, this path. The path is going to change. Then you can say, so b is big. So this is the conditions we call this. It checks the condition. This is the condition. If it is true, and this path will execute. If this condition is false, it will come to else path. This the path is changing, right? So that is the conditions, decisions we call this. A decision is an if statement or a loop control statement or a do while or while loop or a case statement where there are two or more possible exits or outcomes from the statement. So with an if statement, the exit can be either true or false, depending on the value of the logical condition, right? Based on that, you can calculate how many paths it is executing, all the conditions are executed or not. So that's the conditions are a decision coverage and decision testing means. What is a decision coverage or branch coverage means? So number of decisions outcomes exercised. So basically this decision coverage or branch coverage mainly focus on each one of the possible branch from each decision point is executed at least once. Now this branch, based on this decision, this branch of code is executing. If this decision is different and this branch of code is executing, that's a branch coverage or decision coverage means number of decision outcomes exercised by total number of decision outcomes in the application multiply by 100. If you do, you will get the decision coverage. On the top we see statement coverage, and in the below decision coverage. What is the decision coverage? You can calculate a decision coverage. So like this, every decision is taken each way, true and false. Every decision you can take each way, true and false. So that's how we can calculate a decision coverage. Then path coverage, which path your cursor is going, your path is executed. That's a path coverage. So based on the decision, the path will go, right? The branch will change. So Path coverage is another white box testing technique which considers all the possible paths of the software under test. And one way to understand this path coverage is to create a graphical diagram of the code flow and follow each of the possible paths through every decision point. So let me show you that so that you can understand better way. Google. So this is this one I'm just looking for this. You will give input. So this is the one path. If it is true, it will go like this. And this is the path. And here a decision will be there. If this is a false, it will come to this path. Either this path or this path it will. So these are different paths it will be there. So that's how you can execute the decision. So still this is not clear. Let me see a few more. So we should have a paths, different paths will be there. I'm just looking for the paths. Static and thing. So let's see here anything we have. I'm just checking this is the one. Yeah, exactly. This is the one I'm looking. So this is the the decisions will be there. This is the one I'm looking at. So you can understand a better way with this diagram. Where is this diagram? Looking for this diagram. Yeah, see that. This is the best way to understand. You can see here. Use the international funds transfer feature. Select a transfer from account. You select the transfer from account. And this is the path. This is the one statement, and you select this path, and it will come to down. Second path. Then, does the friend's account exist as a beneficiary in your account? If it is there, you can select a beneficiary account. Then path is see that if this condition is true, and this path it will come. If this condition is not true, and it will go to another path. Then you have to set up the new beneficiary, enter transfer amount and details. Then you can confirm the transfer. Or here, if the already beneficiary is there in your list, select the beneficiary account. Then you can enter the transfer amount and you can confirm the transfer. So this is all the different states how you can execute. So identify all the possible paths from the flow graph. Now you can see figure 1. There are 2 possible paths for this journey. What is this 2 possible paths? One this. See that 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. This is the one possible path, right? So are you clear? That's one possible path, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7. 1. And another one. What is another path? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. This is another path. This is the paths, means different paths. Now 2 paths you have. Here 2 paths you have. That's how we need to explain the path coverage. Have you covered all the paths? That's what path coverage means. Okay. So this is the path coverage. And so that's how I identify all possible paths. This is the 2 paths we covered here. Next one. Write a test case to cover every single path on the flow graph. Every test case means, so you need to tell that every test case here is, okay, are you able to select this international funds transfer? Or you are able to select a transfer from account, and then if the account is there, then beneficiary will be added. This is how you can select each and every possible. And the statements, there are many statements here. Many statement code will be executed. That is the kind of path coverage you can cover. So how many paths are covered in your test case? Based on the decisions, the paths are changing. Are you clear now? Path coverage means how many paths we executed here. So this is the 2 paths here. The one path, and this is straight path. This is the one path. This is the path coverage means. Is it clear, Lakshmi?
Yes. No, yes.
Lakshmi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's the path coverage. Decisions means number of decisions here, only 2 decisions, right? So how many decisions here? True condition 1, false condition 1. 2 conditions you have. Decisions also 2 here. So that's a decision coverage also you can tell. Statement coverage means a lot of statements will be there. So number of statements executed. You can see a lot of statements. This is the one statement. This is the one statement. And here, this is another statement. And this is another statement. This is another statement. A lot of statements. These are all considered as statements. Each point is a one statement. So those are all statements. And total number of statements in your application. That's a statement coverage also you can get. So that's what decision coverage, path coverage, statement coverage. So these are the white box testing techniques. These are the white box testing techniques. Now, okay, manually is it possible to calculate all this? It's not possible, right? You have so many conditions will be there. So is it possible to calculate manually? It is not possible. Then what you can calculate, how can you calculate the efficiency of your automation coverage? So calculate that coverage, the code coverage we call that. There is a metric, code coverage is a metric. That is the terminology we are going to use to measure to find out your automation test case is exercising the application code. How much code you are covering by your automation test case, you can cover easily with this code coverage concept. So code coverage is a measure used to describe the degree to which the source code of a program is executed when a particular test suite is run. Code coverage is one of the first method to test the software code. The code coverage is very important. So to find out this code coverage concept. So to cover all this decision coverage, path coverage, and statement coverage, all this, how can you calculate? By this code coverage concept will do that, and overall it will calculate and it will give you a number of percentage, how much percentage you covered. So their application code, they will write a lot of code. Okay, all the code you cannot exercise if you are not writing your test cases properly. That how much you covered, that percentage is given by code coverage metric. A code coverage manually can you be calculated? No, there are tools in the market. There are tools in the market, code coverage tools in the market that will be installed on the application, and it will give you automatically when you test suite run. Your test cases are executed. Manual test cases, no. Automation test case, when you execute, it will give you how much coverage you are executing. You are completed all the developers code, and that will be given by these tools. What are the tools? We have a Jacaco, one tool. This is the free code coverage library for Java, which has been created by ECL Emma, and they just find out all the code coverage. It will given by this tool automatically for you. You don't need to do anything. This tool, if you just integrate it with your test suite run, automatically the code coverage report will be given to you automatically. That's the first one. And second one, Sonar Cube, another tool. Sonar Cube, another tool is there. This Sonar Cube tool will help us to find out how much automation test cases covering the application code easily. This is another tool to, it will give you unit test coverage also. Test coverage and unit test coverage both will be given by this Sonar Cube. This is very famous in the market. Sonar Cube. So let me show you Sonar Cube. So now not Sonar, Sonar Cube. So this is the Sonar Cube. A Sonar Cube is a another tool. Sonar code quality and security. Code quality and security. So what is this tool? Will Sonar Cube empowers all the developers to write cleaner and safer code, and this will let me give you the documentation. Let's go here. Sonar Cube is an automatic code review tool for detecting bugs, vulnerabilities, and code smells in your code. It can integrate with your existing workflow to enable continuous code inspection across your project branches and pull requests. That's a Sonar Cube tool will help you. So when you, so even if your code is not proper also, it will tell clearly, and the developers cannot merge the code also. They will check. The Sonar Cube is integrated with this Jenkins tool, where your code is running automatically. It will give you all the issues what are all there in the code also, and also it will give you the different paths. So analysis will be given. Source code analysis will be given to you. Sonar Lane to Quality Gate to clean, writing clean and safe code. You need to install this Sonar Cube, and it will give you the complete report clearly. That's the advantage of this Sonar. Okay, Sonar is another tool which helps us to get the code coverage of your any application. Next, Cobertura. Cobertura is another free Java tool that calculates the percentage of code accessed by your automation test cases. It can be used to identify which parts of your Java program are checking test coverage. It's based on the J coverage. So these are the tools people will use in the test case running time. And it is installed one-time effort. It will install and it will give you the report at the end of the day. So how many paths you covered, how many decisions you covered, how many statements are executed. All this report will be given by these tools. And you will get a code coverage report. Code coverage means overall code coverage. Entire application is tested properly or not. Your test cases are covering more code or not. That will be exercised and given the report by these code coverage tools. So what is a code coverage? Code coverage is a metric which find out the automation test coverage. Automation test coverage means how many automation test cases you ran and how much your application is tested. Application code is tested perfectly or not. That will be exercised and given by these code coverage tools. That's a metric. And that's all the white box testing techniques. Is it clear?
Yes.
What are the
Yes,
white box testing techniques? White box testing is based on purely internal code, and test basically based on the statement coverage, path coverage, and decision coverage based. The white box testing techniques, white box testing can be done, and the white box testing can be calculated by code coverage metric, and there are some tools we'll use, and Jacaco, Covertura, Sonar, these are the tools you will use to calculate the code coverage. Code coverage is nothing but our automation test cases are covering all the application code. That means your automation test cases are testing the entire application code or not. That is what the report it is given by these tools. That's a code coverage means. So automation test case will write using some programming language, and that you are covering entire application or not, that will be checked by this code coverage concept. And last one, gray box testing. What is gray box testing means? So this is a combination of both black box and white box testing is called gray box testing. So testers should have a knowledge of both internals and external of the function. Test even though you probably don't have full knowledge of internals of the product you test. A test strategy based on partly on internals is a powerful idea. So we call this gray box testing. So the concept is simple. You should have both the manual testing knowledge and white box testing knowledge, automation testing knowledge. Those people we call gray box testers. Who is having a manual testing knowledge and automation testing knowledge? Both knowledge if you have, and we can call them gray box testers. That's all the testing techniques. Okay, that's it for the day, and I'm stopping here.